Hi and welcome to the last episode of the Bluelandy on African soil. We're preparing for the shipping, getting the last service and modifications done before the long journey to South America. All this during one of the rainiest times in a decade.
We are leaving Jeffreys Bay and going towards Cape Town. As Guy was telling me this morning, is the tipping point. We are going back to put the car in a container and leave Africa. So it feels actually weird that maybe in 2 weeks we are homeless and we don't have everything figured out. That's what we have been doing in Jeffreys Bay, taking the time to research what to do. Still, we have a lot of questions that don't have any answers, but let's concentrate first on packing and loading and getting the car ready to ship.
It's winter in South Africa, so rain is kind of expected. But June turned out to be one of the rainiest in decades. I guess that's the reason why the country looks so green. We are really enjoying South Africa, but at the same time, after several weeks here, we realize the deep-rooted problems. Now, even in 2023, South Africa continues to struggle with issues of segregation and inequality. Although significant progress has been made since the end of apartheid in 1994, many communities remain racially divided. And while these divisions are not legally enforced, they persist due to historical factors and socioeconomic disparities. We were driving around trying to find a new place to camp, but they were not so private, a lot of houses around. So we decided to come to the same place we were here, I think 2 weeks ago, when we came to Cape Town. And now we're going to have some dinner. We have some salad today and some gnocchis with pesto. We didn't have pesto for super long, and
it's Greece, I think.
Yeah. And we found, or Kai found, some good pesto in the Spar. We need to take care of many things before putting the Bluelandy in a container. First, we want to do a modification to our solar setup. And we also need to replace our gas struts. But after 4 years of continuous use, they're losing their strength. Do you recognize this one?
Another job that we
Reality of us running around doing things. We just ordered some food, some Chinese. I'm going to eat it in the car. We just were at the airport trying to get information regarding a tax refund. We still need to adapt some things, but most probably we will get some 100 euros back from our purchase in South Africa. Now we are going to actually mend one of those. We just took an apartment for the next days. The weather is going to be terrible in Cape Town. I mean, we checked and wind guru says 90 kilometers per hour wind, so. And this place is amazing. Now it's dark and we have no power, but you can see there behind the clouds is Lion's Head, and a bit more left is Table Mountain. It is not in the safest neighborhoods, that's why we can't afford it, but the views are amazing.
We checked the wrong section for load shedding. So 5 minutes into the cooking, the power went off, and we're sitting here looking at the Woodstock Brewery, and the host told us as soon as it's dark we should not walk on the street. Therefore, we are going to get into the car and drive around the block to go to the restaurant.
This is so scary. We're going through the building. For those that are not familiar with load shedding, the national electricity supplier Eskom schedules power outages. Generally, specific areas have their supply temporarily off to reduce the strain of the electrical grid when the demand exceeds the supply. This has been happening for more than a decade, almost daily. Guess what? We cannot open the gate because there's no power.
5 minutes later, we are home again. We will order food. It's not possible to open the gate, so it's not possible to get the car out, so it's not possible to drive to the brewery next door.
Power is back, and because it was too difficult to register in the page to order some food, we decided to wait until the power was back. Kai is cooking now.
Carrot with broccoli and like cream sauce, but cheese.
Just glad to be inside a house when you see something like 85 kilometers per hour winds. Yeah. I mean, look at this. So glad we're here. Oh, in the car, like even in a camping, forget about it. You need a room. It was absolutely the right decision. The weather was awful. And we used the apartment to the max. Cooked always our meals and did many rounds of laundry. And enjoyed as well some individual space that we lack in the Bluelandy. Another day in the dark, but today actually the app, wait a second, the app said that there was not going to be power cut anymore today, that they had enough energy. Guess what? It was fake. I cannot cook. Everything was getting ready. Oh, I guess I will make a salad. Power is back and all the alarms go off. It's so creepy. All the alarms go off. Let's get on rolling today.
We are going to Pon Steyn to have our doors fixed because they have cracks next to the striker, and if they have time we are going to do an oil change and also get some spare parts that we need for South America. The doors are welded, it's great, they feel already way better. They also have brake discs for us. We are already below the threshold where Land Rover says you should replace them, so I don't want to drive another 30-50,000 kilometers on them in South America. We need to get some new door strikers, we need to get some oil filters, we need to get a magnetic drain plug for the axle. We are going to try to source that all here in South Africa, where Land Rover parts are widely available, to not struggle in South America.
Just go for lunch. It looks amazing. Just buffet, fill your plate to the max, and a soup. So that's 150 rand, which is 7 euros. Yeah. We got all the spare parts. Wait, we didn't get one of the drain plugs, the ones that have magnet. We could not find them, and that's the only thing that we could not get. But the door handle, no, door, how you call it? Knob. But we got the door knob and also the spare rotors, so for the next oil changes, so that's good. New day in Cape Town. Today is clear, no more rain, and today again we have a lot to do. So first things, we need to make some oil changes.
It's really, really cold, like... Whoa! Insane! Let's go!
Our last service for transmissions and axles was in Jordan, and it was a good idea to do it before the shipping.
So there's like, it's super fine. That's okay.
We are in Table Mountain. We decided to come spontaneously. We just checked the forecast for the next days and it's going to be terrible again, and today was the only day that it would be possible. So even though we wanted to do it in the morning, we decided to do it now in the afternoon. We made it to Table Mountain. It's really windy, even down it was no windy at all, but it's beautiful. Like, the views are spectacular, the weather is insane today. So we are so lucky to be here today. Tomorrow it's going to rain again, so... We have some bread, some brie, and some olives. That's what we bought today in the Spar, and what we had in the car. I mean, it's just insane. Every time I stop and I look at it, I'm just amazed that this place is just next to the city.
We made it to the house and even got some beers from the brewery over there. We didn't want to stay because of load shedding. We would have needed to stay for 2 hours to park the car, so we just got 2 beers takeaway. And look at that sunset.
And we are going now to Victitec to pick up the new solar mount that they built for us. And yes, the weather is really bad again, and it's going to be really bad for the next week. The water levels are super high everywhere.
we asked him to build us a new solar mount so we can stack the solar panels on top of each other and slide one out to better arrange the surfboards and the solar panels on the roof. We need 200 watts, not always. For the cooler, 100 is enough. But when we add it also, we need the second one, and then we can just slide it out. Do you have a pair of pliers so I can get here one here so you might place it around one day.
They do amazing things here. Look at this. This is for the fridge. Then like drawers. Look, they look so good. The quality is insane. Look at that. This rug. So sweet. So nice. This is going to be a really nice canopy. We are going towards African overlanders, and there's this path here to get there, and I think that we never drove such a path so slow. We don't want to make the car super dirty before shipping, so we're going extra slow. I could go running next week on. We are in African overlanders. Duncan is going to be our shipping agent to ship to South America. We are going to stay a couple of days here to pack and make a bit of order before we leave the car here and we fly out from South Africa. It has been raining for the last week. Today and tomorrow should be okay, so we are talking with Duncan about putting it in a container until we are able to put it in the final container, the 40-feet container that will go towards South America. And of course there's a cat, so it's a good place to stay. We decided to take a room because it makes everything easier with the packing, and we are sure that everything is going to be dry. It's a bit messy at the moment because we are drying everything possible, and I'm editing at the same time. The moment the power is off, so I stop for a moment. We will use this big bag, maybe even 2 big bags to travel. I forgot to mention that Kai took the time to treat the underbody. Not only he did anti-rust treatment, but he also painted it afterwards, and now everything looks so new.
as the weather was going to be awful for the next days, and with the possibility of delays at the port of Cape Town, we decided to leave the loading to Duncan and fly out to our next destination. We are at the airport in Cape Town pretty early. We're giving our paperwork so we can get some tax refunded. Shipping is going to take 2.5 months, and we are not going to go home this time. The Bluelandy will be gone for a while, but not the adventures. See you around and enjoy the ride!